Being an international student renders it certain difficulties. Now imagine being an athlete on top of that. You got to keep your grades up, you got to keep your game up, you got to make new friends. These are all obstacles you have to face away from your family, your friends, and your country. Now that doesn't seem like a challenge for two freshmen in particular.
Hailing from the South American nation of Brazil, Gabriel Sidney and Luisa Stefani are part of the Waves' new addition to the tennis team. And, despite being just freshmen and at a relatively young age, these two South American tennis players boast quite the resume and have traveled a very long road before making it to Malibu.
I started playing tennis when I was 6 on my vacations in Londrina, and I played just with my father and my cousin, but since this time I started playing and practicing harder and improving my game, so then I came here to try to improve it more.
For Luisa, however, it was a different story. She was introduced to tennis a little bit later. However, tennis in America for her is not something she's completely unfamiliar with.
I've been living in America for 4 years. I did high school in Florida at Cedarbrook Tennis Academy, and I've been playing tennis since I'm 10.
Even though Louise has only been with the Waves for a couple of months, she has already charmed a few teammates with such a humble personality.
She's modest at the same time, so she has really good junior results, but she came here and it's not like she was like, oh, I'm like so good and stuff. She's very modest and wants to be a part of the team and works hard and works extra after our practices, so I think I respect that a lot.
And of course earned herself a few nicknames.
I call her Donkey from Shrek. Not really sure why. I think maybe I was Shrek and she became Donkey, but no, she's really fun. She loses everything. She loses her key once a day, her phone. She leaves it on the court. She's a little spazzy that way, but that's fun about her.
But as much as Gabriel and Luisa are exceptional athletes off the court, it was through their work on it that they finally gained the privilege of calling themselves a Wave.
Having Gabriel on the team, for me, first of all, just after going through the entire recruiting process, I know how many schools were going after him, and because in my opinion, he's just the perfect player for college tennis because of his passion and his attitude towards tennis.
According to the ITF Junior Rankings, which ranks players up to 18 years of age, both Gabriel and Luisa featured in the top 100 players in the world, with Luisa going as high as 14 and Gabriel as high as 64 in the world. Whilst already enrolled at Pepperdine, Luisa competed at the Juniors US Open in New York and made it all the way to the doubles semifinal with her partner Francesca Di Lorenzo.
Just the opportunity to play in a Grand Slam environment, the atmosphere is great. You get to see the best players, you get to walk around where they are, you get to see them practice.
If Luisa's success story came all the way from the East Coast, Gabriel's came from just down the street. Competing at the Malibu Racket Club, Gabriel and his fellow Brazilian teammate Guilherme Hadlich made it all the way to the finals of the Oracle ITA Masters after surprisingly defeating the #1 doubles team in the country in the quarterfinals.
We knew how good we could be, even though Guy Hadlich and Gabriel, that was the first time they played together, and it was Gabriel's first match in college ever.
Gabriel's journey with tennis would not have made it all the way out to Malibu had it not been for the already present contingent of Brazilians on the team. Teammates freshman Guilherme Galvão and junior Guilherme Hadlich, as well as head coach Marcelo Ferreira and assistant coach Rodrigo da Silva, were all central figures behind bringing Gabriel to Pepperdine.
It's funny because a lot of the schools that were recruiting him thought that he was going to go pro, and all of a sudden he shows up at Pepperdine and all the coaches are like, how did that happen?
Feeling really good with them here because they can help me with language. My English is not good, is not good. I'm trying to improve it, but it's not good yet. And they're really helping me. I'm feeling really good with them here.
If one thing is certain about Luisa's and Gabriel's arrival at Pepperdine, it's that the Brazilians are taking over. Sophomore Lautaro Payne, Gabriel's teammate from Argentina, however, has already made up his mind as to who will come out triumphant at the end of the day.
Argentina always.
Be it Brazil or even Argentina, be it a man or a woman, one thing is certain about the tennis teams here at Pepperdine. Talent will not be lacking. This is Anthony Wells, the G Sports producer, and you just tuned in to the first show of the semester. Stay tuned for more.